Have you ever wondered what happens after ever after? Have you always yearned to know if the end is really the end? No? Well, you're going to find out anyway, with your hosts Andi, Tami, and Gina. This is 2D Vision.
Dear friends, dear family, we're gathered here today to mourn the passing of a classic movie called Beauty and the Beast. It was killed, it was murdered in cold blood by a movie called Belle's Magical World. It will live forever in our memory and our hearts, but the truth of the matter is Beauty and the Beast is dead. Let's have a moment of silence.
Love the drama.
Okay. I mean, I'm sorry, but I just had to do that because, oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't even want to start on this because it's just so bad. Hey guys, welcome. I'm sorry that was a gloomy entrance, but it was just well deserved, and you're about to find out why. Anyway, I'm Gina, your host, and as always, I'm joined by Tami and Andi. Hi guys, how are you? How do you feel right now?
Hello everyone, I'm Andi, and I am feeling empty inside. I thought Beauty and the Beast died in 2017, but no, it did long before that. 11 years to be precise. Yes.
10 years. No, what year is it?
96.
No, it was released 1998.
This was 1998.
Yeah, this is... Beauty and the Beast has been dead for 20 years and nobody had noticed.
Oh my god. Yeah, well.
So, Tami, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we should just start talking about it.
Okay,
yeah.
Let's just get this over with. So,
Exactly.
Belle's Magical World, as you have heard, it's another midquel. It's a sequel to the midquel.
It's a sequel to a midquel
Of Beauty and the Beast. It was released on February 1998. And, I mean, if I had my hesitations of calling The Enchanted Christmas a movie, I'm sorry. I want to apologize to everyone who worked on The Enchanted Christmas. Because compared to this, it is a movie. And I can call it that now. Because this one is not even that. That it doesn't... Like we were saying on the last episode, that at least The Enchanted Christmas had that subplot with Forte, the pipe organ.
Yeah.
But this doesn't have a beginning, it doesn't have a middle, and it doesn't have an end. Basically, the story of this is that it's a bunch of shorts that were made to be episodes of a Beauty and the Beast show, a la Aladdin and The Little Mermaid and Tarzan, but it never got made. But they had these 3 episodes lying around, and they were like, well, we can put them together, put a title in it, and then sell it as a movie. So basically, it's a package film, like
it's a package
the ones
film
during the war times of the Disney Animation Studios. And
amazing.
Yeah, that's exactly what this feels like. So let's get into our memories with this movie. Have you guys seen it before? Let's start with Tami.
Okay, I have. I actually didn't remember seeing it. It didn't leave that much of an impression on me as a kid. But once I saw that dictionary character, I knew. I was like, I know this movie because I remember when I was 5, or when I was young, whenever I saw this movie, I saw that dictionary character being a know-it-all, and then I tried asking my dad to compete with the dictionary character and try to show me how smart he was, because I always saw my dad as a super smart person, so I kept asking him to define words for me after watching this movie, and he got sick of it after 2 days. He was like, "Stop it! I'm not a dictionary."
That's so cute. That story was better than Belle's Magical World in its entirety.
But yeah, I think that's the extent of my memories with this film.
All right. How about you, Andi?
You always have the cutest stories.
Yeah.
Aww,
For me,
thank you.
I think I watched it. I don't know how long ago, when I was a kid. but maybe my memory erased it. Maybe I didn't even watch it fully, but I remember okay, so there are 4 stories, and one of them is about a bird. And I remember, like, the basis of that story. I remember the bird, and then the beast didn't want it to be in the castle. And that's it, I think. And that funny meme of Belle, just like with her eyes, one staring at one side and one at the other. Yeah, that's everything. That's my extent of it. Yeah, Gina.
Okay, I had never seen this movie before. Well, I called it a movie. I'm sorry, it's not. I have never seen this thing before. I actually had a hard time telling the difference between the Enchanted Christmas and Belle's Magical World. I didn't know which one was which because I never watched either. They were just like the Beauty and the Beast sequels that I never watched. So you could have shown me any part of any of those both movies and I wouldn't have been able to tell them apart. So yeah, I guess I'm thankful. I'm thankful for my parents because they never allowed me to watch this. They never let me rent it at Blockbuster. So thank to them. But unfortunately, we decided to start this podcast. So now I have seen it. And let me tell you, I wish I hadn't. Like, this movie is seriously so bad that it's hurting my life as a Disney fan, just knowing that it exists and knowing how bad it is. I mean, I was fine before because I knew it was there, that it was a thing that existed, and that it was universally hated, but at least I had never participated in it. But now I have. Now I'm involved, and I just, if you have never seen this movie, please never do.
Oh, yeah.
Never, never, ever, 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 because it's not worth it. Oh, I feel like I could cry. I was just telling Andi and Tami that when I was watching this movie, I literally bursted out laughing. Not because it was funny. It's not funny. But because it was hilarious to me. I was watching it, and the animation was so bad. The stories were nonsensical. Mm-hmm. The characters were barely shells of what they have been in the past. It's just so ridiculous. Like, its bare existence is ridiculous to me. And now I can't watch a screenshot of it without, like, feeling like I want to laugh. Seriously, like, this movie is driving me crazy. Like, you can ask Andi. She was there. There was, like, this specific segment of the movie, which we're going to talk about each of them, like, particularly, but there's this one called A Party for Mrs. Potts or something like that. Oh, Mrs. Potts' Party. That one sucked.
They all sucked.
I mean, that they all sucked, but this one sucked harder.
Oh.
And there was just one moment where I was laughing, like out of nowhere. I just started laughing.
It was kind of creepy to be honest. If I wasn't, I literally just in that part I was kind of sleeping. I was so bored and like so angry at that moment because it was the last part, and your laughs were what kept me going. You know, it was a whole experience. So yeah, you want to give a quick rundown, or you have anything else to say?
I think I've said, like, you can tell what I think about this thing just because of based on what I just said. I just want to add that I feel sad because we could have seen a version of this thing that was shorter, because apparently when it first came out it was just 3 segments, and then in 2002 they added a new one. They added the Mrs. Potts' Party segment, which was my least favorite out of all of them, and I just want to like pull my hair out because I can't believe that there was a version of this thing where that segment wasn't in it and I didn't get to see that one. It was 22 minutes of my life that I will never ever get back. So that's a thing. So yeah, just a quick rundown, I guess. The movie starts in like a library, a CGI library.
Oh, yeah.
With a narrator Yeah, with a narrator that gets so bored as well that doesn't make it to the end of the movie, because he's at the beginning, he's like, oh, Belle's living in the castle and whatever. He kind of gives a quick recap of what we already know about Belle. And then the last segment with the bird ends and credits roll, and the narrator doesn't come back again.
Yep.
He just left.
He just went like, hello, this is Belle's Magical World, okay, bye.
God, I wish that were me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it's 4 segments, and each segment is meant to, I mean, because these were meant to be episodes on a TV show, each segment has like a
Moral?
a moral of the story. It has a teaching, it has a lesson. And I think one of my biggest issues with this is that it's very, very, very cheesy, very plain, very in the nose. And I don't know if you guys want to give your general thoughts on it before we dive right into the nitty-gritty.
Well, general thoughts, what you said, this is not a movie at all. And this is actually, I don't know.
This is hell in an animated form.
This was so bad, I wasn't even bored. Because it's a really boring thing to watch. It's actually just made for 3-year-olds or something, and you just can't see it. I was like watching this, and it's okay.
That's offensive to 3-year-olds.
Yeah, sorry, 3-year-olds. But okay, I say that I wasn't even bored because I was so angry with it. You know how much I love Beauty and the Beast, right? But I wasn't angry just because it was Beauty and the Beast. I was angry because you wasted resources on this, and you produced it, and you weren't even phoning it in. You were just like taxing it in or something. Well, taxing, wow. Taxes. You were faxing it in or sending it through mail.
Taxes sound more fun than watching this movie again.
Yeah, maybe that's what I want to say.
Yeah.
Like, I would prefer, like, I was doing my taxes than watching this movie. That's more exciting and demands more of me.
That would hurt less, I think.
It would hurt less. I think we're being too harsh on this, but... And I know... No, okay, I normally would say that. I would normally say that, and because I don't want, like, negative feelings on my life, but yeah, there's no redeeming qualities on this. The animation is horrible. It was kind of what Gina said. I didn't remember what was the difference between Enchanted Christmas and this one. I mean, the story is yes, but not... If you show me a screen cap, I wouldn't know. But now it's really obvious. At least Enchanted Christmas had a story, and I was pleasantly surprised with the animation. So I say the animation that I remember that was really, really bad. It was from this one, right? And it's just ugly. It's ugly as hell.
As fuck.
As fork. So... And the new characters don't add anything at all, and you just can see that it was a TV show first because, I don't know, they add new characters and they do nothing, basically. I'm just running in circles here. Tami, you go.
Like, yeah, I mean, it's like you guys said, I'm going to agree with everything you guys said. It's not a movie. The animation's terrible. The writing is terrible. Like, I want to like defend it by saying that it was made for TV show. It's supposed to have TV show stakes, but like, come on, let's give it more credit. You can make you can make a TV show episode decent with if you put a little bit more effort into it, a little bit more love into it. Like, I love the Hercules animated TV show. Like, it's not the best, but like it had decent writing, way better than this. Or like even like short films, people manage to put so much emotion and love into short films. Like, they're even only 6 minutes, and I've cried over short films. And you can make something short, deep, and worth watching. You just put a little bit effort in it and not just treat it as a cash grab. So it's a bit disappointing.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so let's go segment by segment. Let's start with a bang. A segment called The Perfect Word.
Word, okay.
The Perfect Word. So basically, the story of this segment is that I guess Lumiere is trying to give advice to the Beast on how to impress Belle, and they have like a meal together. And then during the meal, I this wasn't clear to me. I don't know what exactly happened. What I understood is that the Beast either got too nervous or it just got randomly too hot in the room. Like he was like feeling too hot, and he wanted to open the windows, but then like what even happened? He opens the windows, and the people, like the other characters, are starting to getting cold or something.
Oh yeah. And then Belle says that he's being inconsiderate.
Yeah, he calls him rude. She calls him rude, and that makes Beast angry, and they start arguing, and there's something. Webster, which is one of the new characters, he's a dictionary, like Tami said. He starts like giving synonyms of like Belle's insults to the Beast, and Beast just like he loses it and he rages out, and they basically are not on speaking terms anymore, Belle and the Beast, and they're like, oh, I don't want to apologize, and I don't want to apologize either. There's this magnificent moment with the Beast just coming out of the door and screaming, "I will never apologize!" And like, wow, iconic. So yeah, so basically, Webster, the dictionary, Crane, who is like a bunch of paper.
I have really weird thoughts about Crane. That's sort of weird.
He's a bunch of sheets of paper, right? That's what.
He's a bunch of paper.
Okay.
That's an item now.
Okay, so Webster, Crane, and Le Plume, who's like a pen, they forge an apology note from the Beast, and they give it to Belle because they want them to make amends. So Belle's like, oh, he's so considerate. He's obviously changing. He's trying to do better, and she obviously like goes to him, and she's like, oh, I was being inconsiderate. I'm sorry. I'm capable to apologize as well. I'm capable to apologize. Just she doesn't say as well. Mm-hmm. And then one day, Belle is tweeting to him, and she puts this amazing face, which has now become a meme that comes from here. And the Beast is like making too much noise because he's eating, and Belle gets like mad, like, can you stop? And Beast is like, no, I'm not gonna stop. And then like while they're discussing, the letter comes up, and the Beast is like, I never wrote you any letter. So
but he gets so mad, like
he's so mad.
I don't know, everyone is really out of character, but everyone like has their shells of themselves, like Gina said. Mm-hmm. But like, okay, I'm sorry if I'm interrupting this, but I just have to say it right away so you are in context. I don't know, I think the writers were like, okay, so the Beast, he gets angry really fast, and he has bad manners, and Belle, she reads books, and she's a good friend, and like those traits were the only ones that they stuck with, and they just use them randomly. Like, why would you get so angry for so little? Not even the Beast did. He's just like a bad person here. The Beast from the original movie, like the original Beast, he has those manners because all his life he's been sheltered, and before that he was spoiled, and he is becoming a beast, like an actual beast. But this is just plain, just like Belle said, it's rude and it's childish. They're like 11. They act like they're 11 years old. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's the parenthesis. Yeah.
So basically, the Beast chases out Webster, Crane, and LeBloom because they forged the note, so he banishes them from the castle, and Belle feels bad about it, and she comes out and she brings them back, and basically Beast is like moved by Belle's compassion, and he allows them to come back to the castle, and they finally patch things up. They both apologize, and the segment ends. So yeah. So basically, of course, like the moral of the story is, because it is called the perfect word, I guess, is sorry. and that's what they intended to teach kids to say sorry. But it's just okay. Is there anything you like about this segment? Anything at all?
I like the meme. And I like the I will never apologize bit because it's so iconic.
Because it's hilarious.
Because I can't believe it exists.
Okay.
Oh.
How about you, Tami? Is there anything you actually like about this segment in particular?
I have a fondness for the dictionary character because of my memories.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I think Webster is like
A decent addition. Like,
I don't even want to say that, but I mean, if you had to add characters, I guess Webster is not the worst thing you could add. I guess because I value like knowledge and words in general. I do like him as a character. I relate to him. Hashtag Ravenclaw issues. I do appreciate like him as a character, but he has nothing to. He's not given anything to do, and the fact that he and Crane and Bloom agreed to forge an apology note, which you just know is gonna come back to bite them in the butt. So why bother? Like, as soon as I saw them like getting the idea, oh, let's make this fake note and let's give it to Belle, I was like, no, I cannot believe this is what we're doing. Yeah. And like, okay, so I don't think any of us has anything like very good to say about this other than, well, Webster is kind of nice. So I'm gonna jump right into what I didn't like, and that's basically everything else.
Yeah.
It started with the animation, which sucks completely and utterly sucks. Like, not even, like, it objectively sucks. It's not even on the same level as Return of Jafar, I think. And Return of Jafar sucked so hard. And I hate what they do to Belle and Beast. I think they make them, as Andi said, they make them act like children. I cannot even begin to comprehend that the how do you say, the conflict of this short is them not wanting to apologize to each other.
Imagine if this happened on the original one. It can. The characters are not wouldn't do that.
No, they wouldn't do that. Like, they would sit down and have a talk. Like, that's what two grown-ups would do. Like it's not okay for you to act like this, and here's the reasons, and okay, let me listen to you, but let me explain why I'm acting like this. And that's what they should. And I understand that the Beast is a beast and he's supposed to be irrational, but this is too much, and Belle is just letting her, like, being carried by that. Like, she's not standing her ground on it. I mean, if you could say she is, because she's like, oh no, he needs to apologize because he's the one who was wrong about it. But then there's this one point of the movie where Belle's like, oh no, I should have apologized. And I was
that was so weird.
No, you shouldn't. You didn't do anything. You called him out because he was being rude, and that was it. You did absolutely nothing wrong. Like, I don't think Belle even had anything to apologize for in the beginning. It was just the Beast who had to apologize for being rude. That's it. But they made this like a whole deal, and Belle sucks. The Beast sucks, and this is why I hate this movie, and this is why I was saying in the beginning that the Beauty and the Beast die, because this is not Belle and the Beast. This is not the characters that I grew up watching on the Beauty and the Beast at all. And yeah, the Beast is just, as Andi said, just a caricature. He's not. I mean, in the original, he's supposed to be complex. He's supposed to have these fits of rage, but then you can see that he regrets them. Especially when he kicks her out of the West Wing, and he realizes, like, oh, I screwed up, like I overreacted, and there's that duality, and that's where the complexity of the character comes from. But that's not here at all, and it's sad. It really makes me sad. How about you guys?
Me, everything you said, and I don't know. I just I think I made clear what I don't like about this, and maybe I don't want to give this too much of my time because okay, so we are how long do we want to discuss Belle's magical world? Yeah, I can even choose the one short that I like the least, so and I can say which one I liked the most, let's call it that. So it just It began, it ended, and that was it. Actually, it just ends and it doesn't even say that it ended. It just begins with another one. I think it was a song. There was a song after that.
It was so weird because it faded to black and then it came back and this whole song about forgiveness started. And then it ended, and it started with this next segment. So this song came completely out of the blue.
I think
I've completely forgotten about it until like right now. And you're right, like it ends, it goes to black, comes back, there's a song, and then cuts to the next one.
And
so weird.
And I remember we said, oh, okay, so the next one begins with the song, and there was like, apparently not.
It's a song about forgiveness. It's
yeah.
a song about the movie.
I think the short. I think they made it and they didn't know where to put it, and they just like, okay, oh my god, this is so lazy. Just put it at the end. Oh, yeah. What? Ugh, Tami.
Are we past the point where I can say what I liked? Because I just remembered something.
Okay.
You can say whatever you want.
Okay. I'm actually like on that scene right now, and I liked when Fifi, is that her name, went all crazy. And I thought this was going to be the origin story of one of Disney's greatest villains. And I was excited to see that.
What moment?
Fifi, when she's by the fireplace and she's just like, if I can't have him, no one will. And she's about to kill Belle.
We're not...
Wait, that's the next one. That's the next one.
Are we only going by segment?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
well,
okay.
That's what I thought. Okay, never mind. I can save that for later.
It's okay.
I said it already. But yeah. I don't know. In concerning Webster's little short, girls, it was so boring. Yeah. There was like nothing special about it. It was just meh. Like, I don't even know if I can say anything about it. Like, it's just so unspectacular, and it's a shame that it's associated with Beauty and the Beast and Disney. Like, honestly.
Yeah, truth.
Like, yeah.
So
next one.
Let's move on to the next segment. Yay.
Okay.
The next segment is called Fifi's Folly. And first of all, I want to make an apology because I think the last episode I called Fifi a bimbette. Like, I completely, I was, I don't know, very confused. And I called, the bimbettes are the blonde girls who are chasing after Gaston. But, her name's Fifi. And I rectify that right now. So basically... It's Fifi's and Lumiere's 5th anniversary. And Fifi's all very excited because she's like, oh, I wonder what Lumiere is going to take for me for our 5th anniversary. And she tells Belle all this, and Belle goes to Lumiere because she knows him, and she knows, Lumiere has no idea. Because he's a man, apparently. Let's
even
go by the stereotypes. Men don't remember anniversaries. Yeah, that's the thing. So Lumiere's like, I have nothing prepared. So Belle accepts to help him. And they start spending time together, and Fifi finds them. And basically Fifi overhears segments of their conversation, and she gets the idea that Belle and Lumiere are having an affair. So let that sink in. We live in a world where Belle and Lumiere could be considered... like a couple, at least by Fifi. I cannot. When Fifi was like, oh, I cannot believe she could betray me like this. That's the first moment that I bursted out laughing. I think
we paused the movie
so crazy. It was insane that this was the conflict of the segment. Is Fifi seriously getting jealous of Belle? Like Belle, who's supposed to break the spell and fall in love with the Beast, does she really think that Belle is after Lumiere when he's a candlestick? What is that even called?
Yeah, a candlestick.
He's a candlestick.
Girl.
Yeah.
I'm laughing right now. Do you see? It's insane. And basically, the whole short, it's about that. It's about Fifi misinterpreting Belle's and Lumiere's, connection and the time they spend together. And this is where what Tami was saying. She completely goes full villain, and she plots to murder Belle.
Literally, there's a time where she literally cuts they're going on a sled, and she thinks Lumiere is going with Belle. So Fifi just cuts the rope or something. So they, I don't know, fall down a cliff or something. I have no idea.
I don't know what her plan was.
Yeah.
But she cuts the rope like with the full intent of hurting them.
Yeah.
Killing.
Fifi has issues. Fifi, girl, I'm saying this because I love you. First of all, you deserve better because Lumiere has been flirting with other girls for all the movies. So you need to realize that. First of all, love yourself. Get yourself something better. And second of all, get some therapy because you're losing it, girl.
Yeah.
I gained a much more appreciation for Fifi after this. I was like, you're kind of badass. I like it. I can dig this crazy evil feather duster shit. I'm down.
Fifi, I think your vibe, but
Yes.
you need help.
I mean, I guess, but I just don't like that she gets mad at Belle.
Yeah.
She should
Yeah.
be getting mad at
Oh my
Lumiere. Lumiere
True.
is the one that she has a relationship with. Like, if you're gonna be mad at someone, get mad at your boyfriend of 5 years who's in your head
Agreed.
he's flirting and he's
Agreed.
having an affair with another girl. Don't get mad at the girl. That's sexist.
That's so problematic.
It's
It was
very
so
problematic.
weird.
I cannot, like, this wouldn't pass by today's standards.
yeah.
Like, this wouldn't come out.
It was the 90s, right?
It was
Not that that's an
1998.
excuse. Not that that's an excuse, but like, it was the 90s.
Yeah.
Can I add something
Yeah.
about what I was telling you when we were watching it? I don't know. There's a YouTuber that I follow, and she recently made a video about Beastly. That is one of the kind of Beauty and the Beast adaptations. No, absolutely nobody remembers it with a reason, right? But I don't know what happened, but there was a gag that, imagine if Lumiere ended up with Belle, and people made fan art, and there was a whole thing, and I remember it, and was like, ha ha ha, imagine that. And no kidding, about 1 week later, 1 week after I watched the video, we watched this movie, and this started, and Fifi, when Fifi kind of realizes or thinks Lumiere's with Belle, I couldn't believe it. Like, we paused the movie, and I was like, I cannot, it's canon. Okay, this is more canon than you will think. Like, Belle and Lumiere in my Beauty and the Beast sequel, it's more likely than you think. It was a joke, and this sequel made it real. Like, you understand what is going. Yeah.
So basically that happens, and Fifi gets so dramatic. She, like,
Oh my god, she wants to kill herself.
No. She banishes herself. Like, she's like, I'm going away, and she, like, opens the door and she's going, and Belle's like, where are you going?
Where are you
Lumiere is
going?
waiting for her at the door, and he's like, oh, my beloved, let's go on our trip on the sleigh because it's her anniversary, and of course I remember, and of course I made this all for you, and Fifi's like, she realizes that all that Lumiere was doing with Belle was setting this up, but she still gets on the sleigh with Lumiere, which girl, like, you just tell him, like, I mean, I don't know if you want to tell him the truth, that would be the best, but make something up if you don't want to do that. Just not go on the sleigh, because it eventually happens what you think will happen. The rope breaks and they fall off a cliff.
Yeah.
And they die. Okay, no, I just made that up, but wouldn't that be amazing that the movie just ended right there?
Yeah, and I can't believe they made us think, oh, is Lumiere going to die when it's a midquel again? It's a midquel. Ugh.
Yeah. So basically, they end up hanging from, like, a branch, and Mrs. Potts and Belle and everyone comes out, and they help them get back up. And Lumiere has this very touching moment with Fifi, when he confesses his love for her after 5 years.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, it's like,
Way overdue.
Fifi, I love you. And she's like, oh my god, I've been waiting for you to say that. And it's been
After
5 years. 5 years during which Lumiere has flirted with a chandelier, with Angelique, the Christmas ornament, and who knows who else.
Their wine
With
glasses.
Clocksworth.
Cogsworth! Yeah,
Yes,
well,
Sid
they're
Cogsworth.
exes. They're exes.
They're exes, I guess.
Yes.
So that happens. They make up, and yeah, and the moral of the story is that nothing is really what it seems at face value, and you need to not jump to conclusions, and that's the moral of the story, I guess.
So you're teaching 3-year-olds that if their boyfriends act weird, maybe they're not cheating on you.
Oh no.
Yeah,
That's more problematic than it.
that's even more. Yeah. Oh.
Okay. So tell me, do you want to expand upon what you were saying about Fifi and what you like about that?
Okay, I loved Fifi's villain origin story. Like this is
That
where
would
she
be
breaks, and this
amazing.
is where she becomes one of the greatest Disney villains of all time, on par with Maleficent. Like I'm ready for it. I'm ready for this sequel. I will accept this sequel if it gives me Fifi as a great Disney villain. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I want her in the parade of
Guys.
Mickey's Not So Scary
Guys,
Parade.
Fifi is a better villain than Forte.
Yes, she
That's
is.
in
She
canon.
is. Agreed. Yes. Oh, yes. I was like I said, I gained a new appreciation for Fifi after watching this. She's a badass, crazy bitch, and I'm ready. I'm ready to watch all that shit about her. Like, watch me draw fan art for Fifi.
Oh, yes.
Like she's one of my new favorite side characters now. After
I'm waiting
this.
for it.
Amazing.
But yeah, another thing I liked about this, like I just found it really funny. It's just I forgot why, but was she flirting with Cogsworth in the middle, like before they went on that sleigh ride? So she was flirting with Cogsworth, I think, and then the rest of the characters were there, and Belle goes, "This is getting awkward. We should leave." And I was like, "This is exactly what I feel about this movie." It's like you said my feelings like perfectly. Like this is way too meta for me right now.
Yeah, Belle was everyone in that moment. Yeah, I had forgotten, but yeah, Fifi gets on her head that she's gonna make Lumiere jealous with clocks.
By flirting with his ex-boyfriend.
Exactly.
So Fifi gets all like, "Oh, Clocksworth, you're so handsome, whatever," and Clocksworth's like, "Oh my god, what's happening?" And she gets so
I'm
flustered.
gay.
I'm too gay for this. And so yeah, that happens as well. This is a train wreck. This quote unquote movie is such a train wreck. Do you realize now why I was laughing so hard?
I'm crying.
Yeah.
I'm literally crying.
Okay. So another.
Oh my gosh.
Do you have anything else you wanted to say that you liked, Tammy?
Is there anything else? No, I think I did good with the stuff I
Yeah,
liked. I think I really
yeah.
managed well.
You managed to have 2 things that you liked.
Yes.
About this. I'm
Yes,
impressed.
I think I did good. And
You
I
were
managed to
literally
have
crying.
you guys crying with laughter.
Yes. Okay, so what I like this line from Lumiere, and they're in the sled, and it's about to go down the cliff, and Fifi's like, "What are we going to do?" And Lumiere's like, "Scream like a bunch of cowards."
And yeah, that was funny.
That was actually funny. That's one of the legit moments that I laughed because the movie wanted me to laugh. And yeah, but how about you, Andy? Did you have anything you like?
No.
All right. So what did you not like specifically, Tammy?
What did I not like? Well, now that you mentioned it, like, no, I'm not going to expand on it because you guys already talked about it a lot, but like the fact that she blames Belle for like the affair.
Yeah.
but yeah, like that's super sexist, and of course, like would not fly today. We have better standards now, thank goodness.
Yeah.
But besides that, I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
That's probably my biggest turn off. But like, I enjoyed the stuff I enjoyed. It didn't make it worth it, but I was like, okay, this ain't that bad. Well, it's bad, but it's not as bad as the first one.
Yeah. Oh, the beast disappears. By the way, the beast
That's,
is nowhere
he's not,
to be
he's
found.
not. Is he not in this one at all?
He's not. He's not even mentioned. I think. Because at least like in the others, I mean, in the Mrs. Potts one, he's there, but he's sleeping through all of it, literally, like all of us in the audience. And and in the other one, he plays a bigger role. But in this one, he doesn't appear, and he's not even mentioned. So yeah, that's a thing.
So much for Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not, I don't even know what it's called. Oh, no, it is called that. Beauty and the Beast, Belle's Magical World.
No, it's just Belle's Magical World. Like,
oh, really?
This is Beast Erasure.
This is Beast Erasure, and I will not stand for it. I do not claim Belle's Magical World.
I do not claim. Yeah, I mean,
Glen Keane did not do one of his best works ever for you to do this crap.
Glen Keane must be so disappointed. Like, I hope he has never seen this movie.
I don't think he's ever seen it.
He has.
I hope. Yeah.
He probably hasn't. He's got better standards.
Yeah, he has better things to do with his time. Okay, so do you have anything else you want to mention that you didn't like, Andy?
No.
All right, once again, I just gonna reiterate that it's problematic. I mean, I don't like to say that word because sometimes people overuse it. But I do think, like, this is not a good lesson for girls because, I mean, it just if your boyfriend cheats on you, it's not the other girl's fault. Like, most of the time, the other girl doesn't know that he has a girlfriend, you know? Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, it's wrong. And, you know, girls should support girls, and that should be...
Exactly.
That should be endorsed, and I don't like that Fifi goes against Belle instead of Lumiere. And that's my biggest grudge with this segment, because if that wasn't part of it, I think this would be, like, the one I enjoy the most. Like, this one is the one I like most of them.
Because it's just... Wow, what the hell?
Yeah, it's such low standards at this, because I guess this one actually, like, made me laugh, and what Tami said, that Fifi's origin story as a villain, like, that's fun. But yeah,
there has to be fan fiction about that.
Yeah.
Somebody has to have written this.
Yeah.
In fan art. I want, like, crazy witch Fifi with her cloak and just like Fifi the queen from Enchanted. Spoilers. Oh my god, Fifi the Enchantress. Yes.
Oh, Fifi's the Enchantress, secretly.
Amazing.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine? That would be the best.
Can you believe?
Plot twist.
That's what they should have done for the 2017 live action film.
Yeah.
Fifi as a... Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
What was Fifi in that one?
I don't think she was.
She was in there. She was like a swan feather duster.
Right.
Yeah, you're totally right. Anyway, so yeah, it's problematic. It's not fun. It's there. It's another segment. It comes and goes. It ends, and yeah, that's it. So let's go to the next one.
Your favorite one.
Oh my god, I cannot even. Okay, so the third one, and okay, we're halfway there, girls. We're halfway there. The next one is called Mrs. Potts Party, and this is just the most boring one out of all of them.
I don't remember anything about it.
The most nonsensical, the most stupid one. Like, I'm literally gonna go and say this is literally stupid. Like, I don't think it's fair to say that, oh, it's meant for little kids. They don't care. They just want to have something to, like, entertain them for a little while. But I do think
there's
that
a lot of options.
Even little kids, like, deserve your respect as a writer, and little kids are smarter than you think, and they deserve something better than this. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Mrs. Potts Party, basically, Mrs. Potts is feeling kind of blue. She has some severe depression going on.
Yeah,
like some signs of depression that are there. And everyone's like, how can we make Mrs. Potts happy again? Because she's always there for us and we want to make her happy. And they're like, oh, let's throw a party in her honor. It's not her birthday or anything. They just want to throw a party. Oh, Mrs. Potts is sad because the weather's bad. The weather is still cold and she hasn't seen, like, the sun in so long. Like, she's basically sad because it's cold.
Yeah,
because it's still winter. That, like, spring hasn't come, and that has her, like, very, very sad. Mm-hmm. It's not that she's about to become a teacup forever.
A teapot.
A teapot, sorry.
Yeah.
A teapot for... No, it's because the weather's cold. So everyone's like, oh, let's throw a party for her. And basically they get together and they start organizing the party, but they suck at it. They start fighting with each other. They ruin basically everything. They don't agree on anything. Like Clocksworth and Lumiere are fighting because they want to make a cake, but Clocksworth wants it to be angel's food, and Lumiere wants it to be devil's food. And the chef
Of course.
is like, what's even going on? And there's these two characters which I hate with all my soul.
Oh my god, they were the worst
They
characters.
were
out
the
of
worst
all.
things I have ever seen. I want to erase them from my memory. They're like there with like the minions, like worst things I've seen animated.
Yeah.
Like because it's just so lazy. Their design is just like these kitchen gauntlets. How do you call them?
Mittens.
The mittens.
Yeah.
One's red, one's blue. They have the most cartoony eyes ever and eyelashes, and they basically fight during the whole segment. They can't get along either, and they want to have some flowers for Mrs. Potts, so they go to the garden and get them, but then something happens, and Mrs. Potts finds them in their way out of the garden, and she's like, where are you going with all the... What are they, orchids? Lilies? I don't know what
The
they were.
lilies and the roses or something.
And yeah, so they have this whole like, oh, Mrs. Potts can't know that we're throwing a party for her, so let's say that it's for the master. And they go to the beast's room and they fill it up with flowers because they don't want Mrs. Potts to realize that the flowers were for her party. Like, do you start to get how boring this segment is?
I think I dozed off when you were telling it.
I'm sorry.
No, you're doing your best.
I'm doing it. So Mrs. Potts finds out, and she's like, oh, thank you, but this is not helping at all because they're fighting about it, so that doesn't make her feel any better. So they put their, then they learn the lesson and they start working together again, and they're like, okay, let's make this right, and they put everything together very nicely, and they have the party, and Mrs. Potts feels appreciated again, and then the sun comes out and it's starting to be springtime, and that makes her happy, and everyone's happy, and
Yeah, and everyone's happy. Yeah.
I cannot. And this is where I started like losing it completely. There's like a scene in there where they're fighting in the kitchen. Like I think the two maidens they're making the devil's food and the angel's food like mix, and they start fighting, and it's very chaotic and it's so noisy, and Clocksworth and Lumiere getting there too, and it's just the most mayhem I've seen. Like it's so annoying because it's just loud noises with terrible animation going on, and some like the plot is like so boring that not even that is like. I just started laughing. I was like, and I just couldn't stop laughing because it was
like the Joker, like some maniac stuff.
It was insane. Like I wish, and what I was saying, like this segment is one that they added later, and
of course
feel
I needed it.
mad to the people who decided that, because why did you make me lose 22 minutes of my life watching this crap? Okay, so what do you guys think about it? I'm gonna let you speak now.
Me. Yeah, there was boring as shit, and I'm sorry. I'm past that. I'm in the moment of this recording that I really just don't care. I'm sorry. One thing that I want to say is okay. So basically, Lumiere and Cogsworth are fighting because they want to give Mrs. Potts flowers, and I don't know which one of them wants lilies, but the other one wants roses. And I'm like, did you ever put any thought into this? Because roses aren't going to trigger anybody. Like, first of all, why are you still growing roses on the castle? Second, Mrs. Potts discovers them, and they must bring that to the beast. Don't you think he will see them and get angry or something? Like,
yeah.
What are you thinking? Like, what are the writers thinking? And I can't believe
they weren't thinking.
Yeah, they were thinking. I think
They
this
didn't
is like.
care.
It seems like I'm nitpicking, okay, but no, because if you understood the characters in the story, I don't think they even watched the first movie. Why am I getting angry at Belle's magical world? I have.
Are you okay, girl?
Okay, you got Tami.
Okay, so like I just looked at this short when I was watching it, and all I could think of was, I don't even know if it's her voicing, but I was like, how could they do this to a character that Angela Lansbury voiced?
No, it's
like,
not
is
her.
it still her? It's not
No,
her, this one. Okay,
she's
but
not.
like,
Angela is not
but, like-
in this movie. Thank God.
but
Thank
she
God.
voiced the character. I'm like, this is disgraceful to her memory, to this talent, and I'm like, I can't believe they did this to her. That's all I could think of when I was like watching this, and also that accordion scared the shit out of me.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
Do you remember that accordion design? Like, when I saw it, I had to like take a step back. I was like, what is that monstrosity?
with that smile, it's
Yes.
nightmare
Yes.
material. It's
And
just
it's
like
like-
Joker.
And it's crazy eyes. I'm like, what is this? Who drew this, and why did they do it?
Yeah, I have forgotten. There's this whole thing.
I'll send you a
that-
picture when we're done with this.
Alright.
Yeah.
There's this whole thing with that Lumiere and Coxware are like sabotaging each other, and they want to have each of them wants to write the music for the party, and they have like this whole rivalry about the music, and yeah, that's another thing that happens.
Yeah,
And
I forgot about that.
I just read this on Wikipedia, and I want to mention it because I didn't know, like I didn't realize this, like watching it.
Yeah.
And it says, during preparations for the party, Belle and her friends have to avoid waking up the sleeping Beast. Beast spent the entire previous night fixing a leak in the roof and needs his sleep.
Okay, what? What?
Yeah, so basically the reason that the Beast is asleep during the whole sequence is that he was fixing a leak in the roof and he was tired and he slept all day because of that.
Gosh, this
And
is
how
so
do we
boring.
know that?
Do they say that?
No.
Maybe they said it and I missed it because I was dozing off or because I was laughing. I don't know. Tammy, do you remember them mentioning this?
Nope. Nope.
Can we pass to the next one?
Okay, so this one is very bad, and I just want to give like final thoughts on that because this is literally the worst. Like, this is the moment when I realized like Beauty and the Beast is literally dead. Like, if I was
They paid
starting
off
to get
on
the glimpse of that in the first short, this one is like they sealed the coffin because wow, like, and it's actually like very like. I don't know, because Mrs. Potts showed me some clear signs of depression, and then
Yes.
the party happens, and the sun comes out, and she's suddenly happy again, and
That's not how
complicated
depression
again, and that's more complicated than that. You know, a party and a sunny day is not gonna cure of your depression. So yeah,
That's problematic.
that's also kind of problematic if you think about it, because they do say the word depression on it. I think.
But they use
have-
it so lightly.
I have a very
So
vague
weird.
memory that they do say Mrs. Potts' depression. And I was like, oh, they are throwing the depression word. Okay, wow, amazing.
Yeah.
But they don't treat it as a depression. They just treat it like, oh, Mrs. Potts sad. Let's just throw a party and she'll be happy again. And she is, and it works. And that's not how depression works.
Yeah.
So yeah, any final thoughts, Tammy?
No.
Yeah, it's just boring, not funny, annoying, problematic. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah.
Okay, the last one is called The Broken Wing.
That is the one I remember.
I think I saw the bird somewhere, sometime in my life. But I then again, I didn't make the connection. So basically the story is that Belle finds this bird on the castle grounds, and the bird has a broken wing, and she wants to help him heal, and she keeps him in her room, and everyone's like, oh no, you cannot keep the bird here. And she's like, why not? And everyone's like, oh, because the master hates birds. The master hates birds.
The master hates birds.
Yeah, I mean, can you see how childish and stupid it is? Okay, so Beast hates birds, but Belle's like, I don't care, and she still takes care of the bird. And of course, eventually the beast finds the bird, and he gets so mad. He starts chasing the bird, like, through the castle. Like this poor bird with a broken wing. He has to escape this giant beast that's coming after him.
Yeah.
And that's what happens, right? I have a vague memory of a chase. Is that what happened?
He does.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, okay, I'm blanking out. Then what happens?
Beast tells Belle, no, you cannot keep the bird, and he tries to chase it, and it's really funny actually, because in one moment, like, Beast falls down or something, and then the bird breaks free of his grip, and just the Beast is just watching the bird singing, and he suddenly, like, changes his mind 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. It was really weird. And so he catches it, and he locks it up in a cage. And everyone is like, oh no, you can't do that. And Beast is like, why aren't you singing? And he's talking to the bird, like, like the bird can listen to him.
Like the bird can understand him.
Like, sing or I don't know.
I'm gonna throw you into snow or something, and like, it's a bird.
Like, the Beast is so freaking
Extra.
stupid. No, it's stupid. It's idiotic.
Child.
He's a moron. He's a child, and why does he hate birds? That isn't even explained.
That's not even explained.
That's not even a thing.
I was listening, like, to the last podcast, and you were saying, like, oh, it's nice because at least they give him a reason to hate Christmas. It's not just because he's grumpy, and like they give him no reason to hate birds. He just does.
And I mean, then the scene on the original movie doesn't. It's not
weird.
because he's really truly with birds, and he's having a great time actually with Belle. And like I said, they're not the same characters at all. They're just shells of themselves. And this you create an artificial conflict just to have something, because you don't understand the characters at all, and you don't want to put any effort in it. So basically what happens after that, the bird doesn't want to sing because he isn't happy, and he gets in a cage, and he's scared.
He's scared. He's in a cage.
And then Belle comes in and is like, please set him free because he will never be happy being a prisoner. And it's just like that line is thrown out there, and everyone's like, oh.
Yeah.
But then
she went there.
but you just forget about it in like 3 seconds. So,
No, what made me go ooh is when he goes, what does she say? It's something about the bird, and she says that you should set him free, and then the Beast goes, oh, but he'll leave, and Belle goes, I would too if I could. And
that is yes.
That's
and I was like, damn. I was like, shit, girl.
Turn down for like I
Shit's
thought you
about to hit
liked
the
him.
fan.
Yeah. But how did it end?
Well, the Beast sets him free. I think he finally, like, it's like, okay, I'm gonna let it go, but the bird can't fly because he has a broken wing.
Yeah.
And he starts, like, falling to the ground, like he's like on a tower, and he's like, fly, bird, and the bird, like, kind of falls. And the Beast's like, no, and he goes after him. And okay, let me just read through it.
So the Beast comes after the bird, and he falls down one of the castle's, like, roofs, and everyone is like, oh, he's going to fall, and
then Cogsworth also falls from the West Wing balcony at some point.
Really?
Yeah, I'm reading this on Wikipedia because I can't remember this at all. Yeah, so basically they set the bird free, like, Beast rescues him, and then Cogsworth falls off. I think Cogsworth was trying to save the bird as well. I don't know. And he at the end, like, Cogsworth lives. He's unharmed, But like there's this whole subplot
You're
that
right, I forgot.
Cogsworth was being too harsh on his staff, like he was being too demanding and too bossy. And basically the idea of the episode is that Beast and Cogsworth learn that you cannot command respect, that you cannot just boss people around and expect them to listen to you and respect you, because that's not how you get respect. And you need to get respect by respecting others. So that's what they both learn, and that's the thing that's the thing that you're supposed to take out of it. So in the end, like, the bird gets set free, and Cogsworth apologizes to the staff, and Beast learns that he should control his temper, which is something that he was already trying to learn in the original one. And this is like the biggest grudge I have. Just stop making Beauty and the Beast movies if all the conflict that you're gonna give them is like, oh, the Beast is a beast, and Belle gets mad about it, and then the Beast apologizes, and they're okay again, and then it's again the same thing again and again and again. The Beast fucks up, Belle gets angry, the Beast apologizes, they make amends, and it starts all over again. Mm-hmm. Like, stop that. It's not interesting. I cannot believe they made 3 movies. That's basically where it is basically a important plot point at some point. Like, no, get something better to do. I would pay so much if you made that sequel that we were talking about, that they had the idea of Gaston's brother, like, trying to take revenge on Beast and Belle. I mean, it sounds crazy. It sounds out there completely. Like, who knew that Gaston had a brother?
Little Mermaid 2-ish.
Yeah, but at least I would do something different, and we could see Adams and Belle's relationship after, like, the whole spell, and how they developed their relationship after that, which is more interesting than this. Like, 4 shorts and nothing. And okay. So, did you guys like anything about this one segment?
I like that it's the last one.
Yes.
Okay.
No, but by this point I was really bored. I think I just grabbed my cell phone and was like watching, but there was enough. And I was just there was a time that I really got stressed out, and I just wanted out as quickly as possible. Mm-hmm. I think it ended, and usually we watch some credits and we talk over the music. This was just like, okay, it ended. Bye. We closed the internet window. We well, I turned off the computer. I was just like, bye. I got angry. I was like so angry because I just lost this much of my time. Okay.
Okay, how about you, Tami? Did you like anything at all?
I liked when Belle got really real for that 1 second.
Okay.
that caught me off guard. I was like, oh, they went there.
Yeah.
There was also this moment when the Beast goes like, is it even in this one? I forgot, but like, is she spending all her time with the bird? And then he goes, you missed it, and you're supposed to have dinner with me.
All right.
Do you remember that? Like, there's this like voice change in him. He got from angry to sad in like 2 seconds. I don't know if I liked it. I was like, oh, that's kind of creepy, weird, and funny at the same time.
It was kind of childish, though.
Yeah.
Though
Mm-hmm.
it was like, you were supposed to have dinner with me.
Exactly.
I think it was lunch. I think that was
lunch.
The difference, because I remember watching it and I'd be like, we already did this. But the difference was that in the original movie, he's like, have dinner with me, and then in this one, it's like lunch.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, and then she doesn't go because she's healing the bird, and that's also part of why the Beast doesn't want the bird around, because basically it's distracting Belle and from him, which
that's
is
also problematic.
That's a toxic relationship right there. If he tries to control who your friends are, get out.
If he cages your friend, like, get out.
If he doesn't allow you to have pets, then get out.
Oh, that totally. You don't have to say it twice.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
I just found a new level of problematic and already problematic quote unquote movie. Okay, so I have nothing that I like. I think the bird's cute.
Yeah.
That I'll say that.
The bird is cute.
And that's it.
Okay.
I mean, I don't even like it's kind of ripping off the Hunchback at one point.
Yeah.
Because Quasimodo also like sets a bird free, and when that scene happened with the beast, I was like, Quasimodo, is that you?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, but
Glen Keane.
But at least Quasimodo's birds did fly, and beasts did. Okay, I don't even know what to say about this because like I
were
have
rambling.
absolutely nothing else that I like about this. It's boring and it's not. It wasn't even like outstandingly, insanely boring like Mrs. Potts Party. It's just something that happened. Like I was following it. I didn't fall asleep, but I was like, I was just looking at the time, like when is this gonna end? How much is there left of it? And yeah, when it ended, it was just like, oh, thank God. And we just were like sitting on Andy's bed, like thinking like everything that we had, every decision that we made in our life that brought us to that moment. Yeah. It just made me like question everything I know.
Oh my gosh, you got really real for a second.
Yeah. Do you have anything you particularly don't like about this, guys?
As a whole?
Yeah. Or like the segment.
Oh, the segment? Particularly, I just how they treated the characters. Like, everybody is like super, like have extravagant mood swings, and it's insane. Like, it's concerning when you look at it. I was like, what's wrong? Why do they have these massive mood swings? Is it just bad writing? Is it like, I just didn't like how they don't respect the people they're making this for, and that's what's really upsetting. Like, there's no respect at all. They think they can just do whatever they want and they'll make money, and of course they will. It's sad, that's the truth of the world, but it's just, if you have the power to make a film like this or any kind of content attached to the Disney name, respect your audience. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're already on conclusions?
Okay, yeah. Conclusion as a whole, as the whole, like, again, quote-unquote movie. What do you guys think? How do you feel?
For me, I don't even want to think about it. I think we're already very clear on our stance on this movie. I think this may be the worst movie I've ever watched. Objectively. And yeah, I can't even be offended by this because this tried so little. I think that the people that made it didn't care about it, so I shouldn't care about it. Mm-hmm. And I still would watch this over the 2017 version.
Oh my god.
At least this isn't as offensive.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That just goes to show you, like, how much Andy hates the remake. Wow.
I said what I said.
Okay, how about you, Tami, in conclusion?
It's bad. I don't think it's even something you should show your kids if you have nothing else to show. There's so much better stuff out there. Like, you have to put actual effort to find this. Like, you can just go on Netflix and watch regular, like, good movies. Like, you would have to put effort to find this movie, and it's not worth that effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my thoughts.
Okay, so for me, I think the world would be a much better place if this thing didn't exist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, like, it really makes me sad because they really destroy a part of Beauty and the Beast for me.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
pretend it doesn't exist.
I will, like, in a couple months, I'm gonna forget all about it, and I'm gonna be like, what even happened in that movie? And I'm gonna be able to, like, enjoy Beauty and the Beast again. But right now, I'm like, oh my god, like, the way they treat them, like, it just makes me so sad, because Belle is such an iconic character, the Beast is such an iconic character, they're complex characters, and people love them for a reason, because the story was good, and what they showed of them in the original movie made sense, and they actually, it was part of a character arc. And this is just cashing in on that, and they're not even, as Andi said, they don't even care. It's just like a bunch of cheesy, non-original lessons to teach kids, and no wonder that TV show never like got made, because if these were the 3 first episodes, that would have been cancelled.
Yeah.
Like first episode, because it's so boring. Like it's boring. It's problematic, as we have been saying. It treats the characters horribly. They're just a shadow of what they were, and it's really kind of like, it really kind of offends me. Yeah. I just wish I had never ever seen it. And like, it's kind of funny that we're saying this about like an animated movie which is supposed to be harmless, like whatever, it's just made for kids, but it's more than that. If you're attached, as Tami said, to the Disney name, to Beauty and the Beast, to a beloved franchise, then act like it and make some effort and do something worthwhile. And this is not it. Like, I would never ever show this to any kid. No, at all. It's lazy, it's phoned in, it exists, and I wish it didn't.
That exists.
And I wish it didn't. Okay, so I think I know what we're all gonna say, but let's wrap this up with how do you think this holds up against the original? Is it a downgrade or an upgrade in some level?
It's an upgrade.
Can you tell?
Well, yeah, it's. I think if Beauty and the Beast is a 10, this is a minus 100. Yeah.
That's being nice.
That's being nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tami?
Downgrade for sure.
Yeah.
Nothing decent about it except Fifi's villain origin. That's all I need. That's
If
it.
they had run with that, if they had taken it and run with it, wow.
It would have been much more amazing than it.
Yeah, I would have respected them. I'd be like, that was brave. But they can't even do that.
They
Yeah.
couldn't even do that. You had one job.
You had one job. At least to make Fifi's character interesting, no?
No.
You just made her sexist. That's
And you made her sexist.
I guess. Yeah, no, this is like, I think the other ones you could argue kind of like, oh, is it a downgrade? Like, maybe, but they at least did this. They showed a new part of the lore or whatever. And this one, like, no, this is just a downright downgrade completely. It destroys the character. It destroys the story. It's not funny. It just makes you realize, like, sometimes Disney doesn't care, and it's sad. It makes me sad. And anything that will like tarnish my experience as a Disney fan like this, it just deserves to rot in hell.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
Oh my god.
And I'm sorry for being so harsh, but this is just my feelings. And yeah,
So that's your
it's a
rating?
downgrade.
Like burning hell?
Rot in hell, yeah. That in a scale of like, I can't even come up with a scale. That just rot in hell. That's my grading. How about
Rot
you
in
guys?
hell.
Well, for me, like I said, I shouldn't care. So, yeah, it should run off a cliff and fall to their death, like Lumiere and Fifi almost do.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
How about you, Tammy?
Okay, I thought about this. Okay, Belle's
Ooh.
magical world is not so magical.
It's
I
not.
stand you so much. That was so clever. Like,
That's my
it was
rating.
so much more clever than anything else in this movie.
There wasn't even a lot of magic
I
going
put
on.
more effort into that comment than
Yeah.
than the creators of this movie did in this film.
Yeah, definitely. And like, that's a good point. It's not even that magical. Like, all the magic that we see is like magic we've already seen before. Like, yeah, the objects in the castle speak.
That's it.
And what else? Like, there's not real like magic that happens. Like, I would have thought that we would have gotten like some kind of like another kind of spell or something more interesting, but nope. It's just more objects talking. Yeah.
I have a comment. I have something to say. So this like we talk about him on the beginning, this bunch of paper.
Oh yeah.
If you're writing it and you just keep removing pages, you murder him. Like they kept doing that. They kept sending letters with his
with the
pages.
paper.
Yeah, with the paper.
Like what happens if the pages run out? I guess he will die. I guess.
I guess
Like,
I die.
also there's I think it's on the Fifi segment that Lumiere starts like sweating.
Oh yeah.
And he looks like he's about to be consumed. And like someone save Lumiere, please, because he's melting literally. What happens if he melts completely? Does he die as well?
He dies.
I think it's weird.
Yeah. You question the logic because you don't care about the story.
Yeah, you just said like, will he die? If he just burned like all of his wax, would he die? The answer is most probably yes.
So that is where we stand. Lumiere will die.
You sound so tired.
Yeah, guys, I have a headache.
Yes. I want to talk.
Like this movie is like breaking us. This movie
No, we got it. We can make it. We can make it, girls. We got it.
Well, I think this is like the lowest of the low, right?
Hopefully. Hopefully it can't get any lower than this.
Yeah, out of we've seen The Rescuers Are Under, Return to Far, King of Thieves, and Enchanted Christmas, and this is definitely the worst.
Okay, so
Like in animation, like probably the worst animation so far. Story like non-existent, it's not there, and what little it sucks. The characters this completely destroyed. Funny? No, it's not funny. Is it like emotional? Like, do you care? No, you don't. You don't. It's the most boring thing you will ever see. So yeah, I would say.
and it was long. I think this is.
It was long.
Yeah, it's long. It's like an hour and a half, and while the others have like 70 minutes. I think maybe like The Rescuers Are Another is longer, but because that was,
It was
like
theatrical.
a theatrical release. And yeah, this is where because again they added that 22-minute segment of Mrs. Belle. Yeah, that sucked. I was gonna say props to them. They do have to try to make some better.
Oh.
Like major props. If you were going for like the worst animated thing like related to Disney, like this is it. So congrats on that. Okay, so do you have anything else to say, or should we end it there?
I think that
It's okay, girls. We got through it. We finished this review, and all you need to do is remember Kasim. Just remember Kasim, and you'll be fine. There's hope.
Kasim, so good. I miss Kasim.
it's been so long.
Let's make Kasim a standalone movie.
Yes.
Kasim and Aladdin story.
Guys,
Guys, this movie sucks so bad. I don't even have a Star Wars reference for it.
wow! I think this is the first episode that we don't have. Wow!
Yeah,
You know your screen. Gina cannot.
I cannot come up with a Star Wars reference for this. I'm
So
sad.
the Star Wars reference was about Kasim. He wasn't in this universe.
He wasn't even.
Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad.
Yeah, wow. Now I'm trying to come up with a Star Wars reference just to like solve it in some level, but I can't.
Okay, so I have this. This is like the. So, if Beauty and the Beast, Empire, and the Enchanted Christmas is, I don't know, like, no, Phantom Menace deserves better.
Oh my god.
The Christmas is, I don't know, another Star Wars thing that is not as good. This is the holiday special. No, Enchanted Christmas is the Ewoks movies, and this is the holiday special.
Wow.
Of Star Wars.
Nice allegory. I think you're
This
totally right. This is the holiday special of the Beauty and the franchise, I guess.
Franchise. Trilogy.
Yeah. Wow, amazing.
Yeah. So, that's it.
Please.
Yeah.
Okay, thank God.
We got through it, guys.
Um,
I'm so proud of us. We did that.
we did that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if this episode was like not as energetic as the other ones, but this movie really drained us.
It did. It drained us watching it, and it drained us having to talk about it.
Talking about it, like I was like, yeah. By the end, by this final segment, we were like, what even happened? What even was the story? Why are we here?
Okay,
Why are we here in
I'm
this
going to watch some Steven Universe after this because I need to feel a little better.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't say this, but after this, just right after this, I watched The Beauty and the Beast.
Aww.
Yeah,
You
I
just
watched
needed
that.
to.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
To cleanse myself. It was awful. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this actually was nominated for 2 Emmys. It was nominated for Best Homelies, and it was nominated for outstanding performance for Paige O'Hara. This was the most founded nomination that Paige O'Hara has ever gotten. I think she did a better job in her cameo in Enchanted.
Oh.
Do you remember that? Like she's there for
Yes.
2 minutes. Mm-hmm. She did a better job in those 2 minutes than
Well,
in
she deserves-
this whole movie.
Soap opera actress,
Yeah,
right?
she's a soap opera actress.
She is? Like, for real?
Who
Doesn't love himself.
In the movie. Okay, I got you.
In the movie Enchanted, yeah. Yeah.
Nathaniel-
Not
Yeah, I
really.
thought he was in real. I was like, what? I didn't know this.
No.
No.
No, when Natalie is watching the TV when
She
waiting for
calls a soap opera.
Got it.
I love Enchanted. Can we talk about Enchanted someday? Because I have so much to say about the movie. Like, just thinking about it, it's making me happy again.
Aww.
And, like, I love movies. Like, just yesterday I was watching Titanic, and that movie is so good. That movie is fantastically made, and, like, it made me realize how much I love films.
Aww.
And,
That's
like,
super
I'm
sweet.
gonna,
watching this.
I'm gonna think about that after thinking about Belle's Magical World for an hour and a half. So I think we're gonna wrap it up. So
Please.
next week we have a special treat. It's Pocahontas 2.
You know, I'm kind of excited about it. I haven't seen that in a while.
Are you? Like, okay.
No, I'm not gonna. At least, it will be a whole experience because I think the last time I saw this, it was in middle school. So yeah, revisiting.
Yeah, at least this is one that I have seen before. Because these last two Beauty and the Beast I have never seen. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have at least something to say about that in the memory section.
Yeah, I can't keep holding your guys' hand
yeah.
in that department.
Yes. Yeah, thank you, thanks. You're working.
I really am.
You're braver than
You were, yeah. So yeah, next week, get ready for that. And I'm drifting. I'm falling out. Okay, you can contact us on social media. You can on Twitter as 2divisionpod. You can send us an email at 2divisionpodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Tumblr, you can on YouTube. Subscribe there because it's normally the place gets it first. YouTube channel, I mean. And do you guys want to say your...
Bye guys, sorry for being kind of down for the last half of this episode, but yeah, you try watch Belle's Magical World and be chill and cool. No, or
Just listen to the podcast. You'll get the gist of it.
Tammy,
How about you, Tim?
Bye, guys, and don't watch this movie.
Yeah. Little review on iTunes. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.